Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, look, man, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. You can also find a way to take it to the stupid. It end up in a fluke of a fight to where your loss doesn't age well. Meaning, if you lose to an elite fighter and that elite fighter goes on to keep dominating people, doesn't make your loss look so bad. But when you lose to someone who doesn't go on to dominate elite fighters, it makes your loss look pretty bad, okay? That being said, I'm talking about Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. Now understand this. Andy Ruiz, he was a monster. Before he fought AJ, Andy Ruiz was a guy who was just getting in there and fighting much bigger guys and destroying them. The guy he fought before he fought AJ, what's his name, Dimitrenko or something? Another one of those Eastern European fighters. But anyway, big, solid, strong fighter. And he got in there with Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz destroyed that guy. Now, that Andy Ruiz is the Andy Ruiz that I had started to really he grew on me. And I was like, this guy is going to get underestimated because of his appearance. But he can scrap. So when I found out he got the Anthony Joshua fight, I was one of the only people who were saying Andy Ruiz is going to beat AJ. I was like, this is a horrible matchup for Anthony Joshua because that Andy Ruiz was powerful, he had conditioning, and he threw combinations. And I was like, if Joshua can't knock this man out or keep him at the end of his punches, I was like, I'm just telling y'all, don't be surprised. And everybody's like, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Who's this fat little Mexican guy? And I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all don't know who he is. I do. I learned about Andy Ruiz after spending, I was in Korea from 2008 to 2010, and then in Okinawa, Japan from 2010 to 2015, into 2015. So watching all those fights over there on the AFN network and any pay-per-view event where he was on the undercard, that's where I started seeing him. So I was very familiar with him. A lot of other people weren't. But long story short, we saw what he did to Anthony Joshua, okay? I wasn't surprised. But something went wrong after that first fight. And I truly believe, you hear a lot of people out here who talk boxing, they bring it up. The silk pajamas, right? Andy Ruiz got paid life-changing money. The first fight. Going to the second fight, he got more life-changing money. But after that first fight, man, it just ruined Andy Ruiz. All that money. No discipline, no training, not listening to his trainer, taking it to the stupid, found a way to lose. Gets in a rematch with Anthony Joshua, Joshua tranquilizes him. Okay, no problem. Joshua fought a safer fight, a smarter fight, he got the win, which many people felt he should have gotten the first fight. I think the way the first fight happened was how it was supposed to happen. But after that, Andy Ruiz against Areola, Luis Ortiz, right? And then coming to fight Gerald Big Baby Miller. Very inactive. What went wrong? Getting there with Areola, almost gets knocked out. What went wrong? In there with Luis Ortiz, look, Andy Ruiz got the knockdowns, but still getting hit with a lot of shots. But we know Luis Ortiz is a slick boxer, very dangerous fighter. But again, what went wrong? Then he comes now after a couple of years of additional inactivity, fights Gerald Big Baby Miller. I said, Gerald Big Baby Miller lost weight, working with Bozy. I picked Gerald Big Baby Miller to defeat Andy Ruiz because I said Andy Ruiz just has too much inactivity. And I also looked at how he performed against Luis Ortiz and Areola, and I said he ain't the same. And we saw Gerald Big Baby Miller deserve to get the win, but the secret society gave him a little bit of payback for all the shit he did when it comes to pets. Long story short, AJ losing to Andy Ruiz is looking more and more like a fluke. But I just want to make sure that I come out here and foot stomp. That shit wasn't no fluke. But it is looking like that because Andy Ruiz has underperformed and underachieved ever since he clipped AJ. Now that he got the fight with Gerald Big Baby Miller, can he come back and get another big win? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know. I favor Gerald Big Baby Miller to come back and get a big win more than I favor Andrew Ruiz to come back and do anything big in the heavyweight division. I just think it's too much inactivity, too much money, and I'm watching him. Like, whoever was training him before he went to Eddie Reynoso, it was that guy, Manny Robles. He should have stayed with Manny Robles. Should have stayed with him. Tried to become the heavyweight Mexican Canelo. Muscles and shit, didn't work. Now he's over there, I don't even know who he's training with. But he ain't the same. And this is, I think all of those things have contributed to him underperforming. He should have just stayed. This is what I don't understand. When you're with the team and you're winning and you're winning and you're winning, right? And then you have a little bit of turbulence in your career. Why get rid of your coaches? I mean, one loss, and then you just what's going on here? Or you have a fight where you don't look that great, but you win. Then you go and you change again. Is it money? Is it that you don't want to face the reality of, hey, maybe it's not the coach, it's me, and nobody wants to look at themselves, so they want to bounce from coach to coach, thinking the coach is going to make a difference. Let me tell you something. I've never fought professionally. 90% of these guys with boxing channels have never even fucking boxed. They never even sparred. But there's a concentric few who've actually put on gloves and sparred. There's a concentric few, I fall in this concentric few, who've had to cut weight for fights. Whether it's amateur or professional, right? Let me tell you something. You got to look at yourself. I'm telling you, when you inside that ring and shit gets thick, there's no one else understands that. If you haven't got them sparred and got tired and got somebody coming at you, you don't know that feeling like. If you never had an amateur match or you never fought as a pro, if you've never been in that ring and fought in some capacity, you can't understand. And when I watch Andrew Ruiz, he's got to know that there's something wrong here. I can't pull the trigger. And for Anthony Joshua, look at him. You look at how his career's gone. They've helped to rebuild him. Yeah, they've hand-fed him some opponents. But, you know, that's what happens when you have the money machine behind you and you're the cash cow. But that win that Andrew Ruiz got is looking good for him because of how Anthony Joshua has performed since losing. Although he lost to Usyk twice. Usyk just beat Fury. Hey, those losses to Usyk don't look so bad right now, do they? But that loss to Andrew Ruiz is looking really horrible. Okay? Now, that being said, with Andrew Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, look, I tell you what, if they were to have a third fight, which Andrew Ruiz wants, I think that'd be a suicide mission because Andrew Ruiz only wants to get paid. It's blatantly obvious that Andrew Ruiz is just hanging around for money now. Now, you may say, a hood champion, man, I hear you, you're hating on Andrew Ruiz. No, I'm not. Because remember, I was one of the few. Even when it comes to, you know, his supporters who weren't supporting him against AJ, I was one of the few. And I said, no, you're going to clip him. So don't come out here talking about, oh, here it is, another guy breaking out the Mexican fighter. Nah, man. I like Andrew Ruiz. But I'm just telling you, if he was to rematch Anthony Joshua, he'd get tranquilized because he's chasing money. You look at him turning down the Tyson Fury fight. Dumb, could have fought for a belt. $5 million, $6 million, man wanted 20, 15, 20. Could have fought Deontay Wilder for $5 million. I think Andrew Ruiz would have beat Deontay Wilder. Missed out on that money. Just for what? We know he had personal stuff going on in his life, but I mean, look. Then he come back out. He didn't make that much money fighting against Gerald Miller. Probably made a couple million. Then he'll probably get another opportunity now. I don't know who, but I'm sure they're going to feed Andrew Ruiz to somebody. You better pray he don't get Cabello. You better hope to God they don't give him Cabello. Because Andrew Ruiz against Cabello, Cabello will beat Andrew Ruiz. I'm telling you all that shit right now. Rematch with Gerald Big Baby Miller, Gerald Big Baby Miller will knock him out. I think he'll knock him out. I think he'll stop him. Especially if Gerald Big Baby Miller stays up there with Bozy, working with Bozy and those guys. They helped him tremendously. And when you come across a fit like that, you need to stick with it. But that being said, Andrew Ruiz, Fluke. He dropped the ball. And it's just, when I watch him, it's just sad to see. I'm glad he's got dough. I'm glad that the next few generations don't have to worry about anything. I'm glad that he and his dad are building homes and got construction going, or they're buying rental properties or whatever they're doing. I'm glad to hear that. But for me, it's just, when I watch him, I just disappointed, man. Because I really felt Andrew Ruiz could have reigned for a long time as a heavyweight champion when he won those belts from AJ. But man, the money didn't do anything but ruin him. Now he's trying to get that second chance, and I just don't think he'll ever get it. I don't, and I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just being real with you. Bottom line, I understand what happened, but most people see it as him beating AJ was a fluke. I don't. That shit was supposed to happen. What went wrong is that money changed him and caused him to set discipline aside and being dedicated to the sport, doing the things that got him to be a champion. And now he's trying to come down and do it after inactivity, personal issues, professional issues. It just, stars just aren't going to line up. They're not going to line up for him. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Good luck to Ruiz. Don't know what he's doing next. But I'm telling you what, he ain't going too far. It may be interesting to see him and Deontay Wilder fight. He may actually get that fight that he wanted. But I tell you what, Deontay Wilder, you got to be careful. Getting into it, Ruiz, and letting Ruiz touch him. But I still would have to, favor Deontay Wilder to possibly drop and knock out Andrew Ruiz if he still got that right hand, because he's defense first now, and he's going to need to be defense first facing a guy like Andrew Ruiz. But the biggest thing about Wilder, if he and Ruiz were to fight, is Deontay Wilder needs to find his confidence. You can't tell me a guy coming back fighting a guy like Parker and losing, it doesn't affect his confidence. Fighting Zhang, you can see he was scared to get hit by Zhang, and getting damn near killed doesn't affect his confidence. Issues in his personal life that everyone knows now doesn't affect his confidence. And I still think, though, Wilder has a good chance to clip Ruiz, because Ruiz, he ain't as agile and swift on his feet as he was, and his hands aren't. He doesn't throw those lethal combinations he used to throw. I think Deontay Wilder would have a good chance. But again, always a high risk with anyone getting there with Andy Ruiz. But this is the time to beat him, because he ain't the guy who went in the ring and fought Anthony Joshua in that first fight in the breeze.